Alright, video starting. Don't like this beginning of the videos. It always catches me with some kind of horrible face. It's really terrible. But anyway, that's just the liability of live video taping. They really ought to give you a choice of icon. I mean, you know, it really does suck. But anyway, okay, vital finds, first you complained because I blocked her. I didn't block you, I just unfriended you, okay? Obviously, I don't make, you probably noticed this, I don't make any comments on videos, ever, okay? If I don't have something nice to say, I don't say anything at all. And know what? I don't even say something when I have something nice to say, because I say the hell with comments. I got no use for them. But I am telling you explicitly, even if I had an intention to make comments, yeah, I would keep my mouth shut unless I have something positive to say. So if I don't have something positive to say, I'm not going to get an argue. I'm not going to expect you to argue with me in the comments. I'm not going to say something, expect you to have an argument with me in text. No, I'll just make a video. If that's what it is. It's a video site, right? So yeah, I just don't see a point. Everybody's seen how that works at YouTube. The comments are just full of irrelevant nonsense, okay? Arguments about nothing, because people say something outrageous in the comments, and then the person who made the video feels an obligation to argue with the nonsense talker, and it's just a waste of the person's time. So I don't play that game. You're going to play that game on my video, well then you're not going to play it anymore. That's the way it works. So that's just some suggestion to you people. Just go with the, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything nice, don't say anything at all kind of idea. Or if you're going to say something bad, just say bad video. That would be okay. I don't agree, period. Okay, because I won't argue with I don't agree. Alright, but the more specific you are, the more likely it is that you're going to piss me off, because I'm not going to argue with you in text. I'm just not going to do it. So anyway, she did make a video, good for her. I suggest you watch her video because it's the silliest thing ever made, next to the other silly video. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, I'm not going to play the whole video and go through the whole smear. I took some crappy little notes, and so I'll read these really quick. Personal ownership. Okay, she gave us some story about how the Pilgrims came here. At first, it was all socialism and all nice. Everybody had their role. Everybody did their thing, and then they had personal property. No, know what they had? They started importing slaves. So they all of a sudden had other people to do their work for them. So they could be the owners, and they could sit on the plantation and enjoy the fruits of somebody else's labor. That's the beginning of our migration into the same thing that people were running away from in the first place. They were running away from the tyranny of the rich in the first place, and they just decided to create the same scenario when they had the power. And that's that whole syndrome of human selfishness and the bullshit games that we play. But anyway, and then you started saying that we all got to call ourselves socialists, and somehow we're running away from that word. No, I'm running away from your silly definition of it, and you pointed out what your silly definition is. You say socialist. Everybody who disagrees with the dog-eat-dog, capitalist ideology of be the best cheater and liar and thief, you win. Anybody who disagrees with that ideology, and you get to inherit it besides, anybody who disagrees with that is a socialist, right? And every socialist believes that you should put all the money in a pot and divide it up equally among everybody. Right? And so I've only made 5 videos labeled Economics, Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Point out in one of those videos where I suggested anything like that, anything even close to that. Alright? One example. And so she made it like it was a contradiction. Like somehow I was contradicting myself when I suggested that vloggers, there should be some weighting yes, the ones who produce more value should get more stuff. And I didn't suggest it should be all or nothing. It shouldn't be this lottery, okay? Everything goes to the top 2%, nothing goes to the rest. Okay, that's all I suggested against. And somehow that's inconsistent with what I've argued in my economics videos? No, not inconsistent, completely consistent. So it's your straw woman argument. It's you build this little straw man called socialist or communist or anti-capitalist, okay? And then you sit there and suggest that's what that's what you're going to argue against, is the straw man you build. You're not going to fight with the real arguments made. You're not going to fight with the actual arguments made. No, you're just going to malign it, call it something, and then rip that to pieces. And that's just bullshit, okay? And everybody can see it for what the bullshit it is. And then you grouped a bunch of words together. I can't remember all of them, and threw inheritance into words. Like you're talking about things like love of your family, or this or this or this. Well, anyway, you know, economic theory things. I can't remember exactly what they were, but anyway, you threw inheritance in there, but you made no justification for it. How does inheritance consistent with a fairness? How is that consistent with free markets? How is that consistent with pulling up your own bootstraps, earning your own way? Any of this capitalist rhetoric? How is inheritance have anything to do with that? It's simple birthright. It's monarchy. It's the worst kind of cheat. Okay, it's worse than welfare. Come on, the people living on the street, okay, they probably did less wrong to end up on the street than the person did who just got born to the right family and got everything handed to them and then get the keys to the fucking palace. And then you've made this argument about Vloggerheads even. Like Renato and Tom deserve like 90% of the money because, yeah, they're doing so much work. What a crock of crap. You know how easy it was to set up a Ning site. Yes, they're doing work, and there's, you know, Renato's getting his family to all vlog, and they're talking to people on airplanes and getting them to vlog and blah, blah, blah. Fine, yes, they deserve something for their efforts. Okay, productive work deserves rewards. But, you know, what you're arguing, basically, what you're defending, is Renato gives his kid $500 and says, go start a Ning site. Okay? And, you know, and then so that earns you. That somehow that's such productive labor, you know, creating a Ning site, that you deserve to make 90% of the money, and the people you're exploiting, the vloggers, the ones who bring the eyeballs in, they deserve 10%. And you think that's fine. You think that's a sensible equation. I'm just saying, no, the productivity equation is a little different. Everybody's making a productive contribution, not everybody, but say the majority, and the weighting of who gets reward should be proportional to that productivity. There should be some connection between, there should be proportionality. And all I'm saying is your capitalist model of inheritance has no proportionality. Okay? And so every time somebody defends a worker's rights, the right of the workers to control something, you're going to call that welfare, you're going to call that socialism, or you're going to call that communism. And it's just bullshit. I've never advocated giving to the have-nots for doing nothing. I'm not a big defender of the welfare state. Go find that rhetoric somewhere coming out of my mouth. You won't find it. All right, if people are completely broke, and I'm the kind of person that says, well, look, you don't fix a $10 toaster. You throw the toaster in the trash and you buy a new one. All right, if we're going to invest, then we invest in people capable of making a productive contribution. Or if we're empathetic, we do what we can for the ones that don't have the ability. But we don't sit there and advocate people having 29 kids they can't take care of and keeping kids ignorant and all the rest of it. I'm not for any of that crap. I'm not defending any welfare state. I'm not for a huge expansion in social free medicine and free this and free that. Go find the video where I suggest any of that crap. All right? So what? And you're saying I have to call myself a socialist? Why do I have to call myself a socialist? Why do I have to call myself a communist? I don't believe in a dictator state. I believe in a democracy. I supported democracy. I've made 100 fucking videos on YouTube talking about goddamn democracy. All right? So why do I have to call myself these fucking names? Because you say so? Fuck you. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, but I might have sympathy with some of their ideology. You know, there's a couple of good phrases in the Holy Bible. I mean, what is do unto others as you have others do unto you? Yeah, that's a good idea. What the hell? Does that mean I embrace the entire Christian Bible because I accept one verse? So if I accept a few of Marx's intelligent observations, I must accept all of Karl Marx, every single bit of it? And even, you know, why don't you read his book, okay? Why don't you read his book and try to find the simplicity you say socialism is? Why don't you try to go read his book and find out where he says somewhere, put all the money in a pile and divide it up equally? Why don't you go find that, okay? Good frickin' luck, okay? Because you're not going to find it. You know, anyway, it's just such a stupid argument. So let's see. Yeah, it's nobody out there should have a business, right? You said, no, that's not what anybody's saying. Nobody's saying you can't have a business. No one's saying you can't own anything. What we're saying is, what I'm saying, me, personally, you mentioned my name, what I'm saying is you should have to earn it, okay? And earning isn't being, you know, like I said, earning isn't being a child of it. That's not earning it, okay? Inheritance is a cheat. Plain and simple. It's not good social policy. It's good personal policy, but it's lousy social policy. It's lousy economic theory. It's not something Adam Smith wrote chapters about how great it is to have inheritance. Okay, because it's not part of free markets. It's not part of real capitalism that requires each person to earn their way in the world. Okay, so the standards you're imposing on all these other people, you're not imposing it on people who are born to some privileged class. And that's just how simple it is. I mean, you believe in birthright. You believe in something, you know, only dumb animals would fall for, and most dumb animals don't even fall for it. There's no, where do I find in the animal kingdom this birthright crap? You know, no, each generation has to earn their way. Each chief has to sit there and prove he's the better man. This is just bullshit, okay? So that's what I'm arguing against. I'm arguing against the bullshit of the free ride for the super wealthy. You want to call that socialism? Fine. Go ahead and label it whatever the hell you want. I'm rejecting your fucking label, and I'm also going to argue your inane, simplistic, silly definition of a socialist, okay? It is just plain silly. Okay, silly. It's beneath a grammar school student could do better than this. All right. I mean, this generalization is well, whatever. Like I said, especially in the context of this argument, where, like I said, I have made 5 videos that you have watched, okay, on economics, and not in none of them. Go ahead. Take the quotes out of those videos and argue the goddamn quotes. Argue something I have advocated. Don't sit there and straw man me. Don't sit there and pretend that you know what I'm talking about and that you can describe it in these simplistic terms, because that's just a canard. That's crap. Alright, so enough said. So make a video on the subject, the narrow subject of inheritance, and make your defense of it, and I will make my argument against it. It does not make productive people, it does not make a productive society, and it wastes resources where people could be, as I've made the analogy before, if human beings are going to do work, they might as well be doing work that satisfies more human beings, that makes more human beings comfortable and enhances their life. They shouldn't be wasting their time gold-plating toilets in gold-plated yachts. That's a waste of human initiative. It's a waste of money, okay? It's a waste of human effort, work, time, everything, okay? Because it doesn't make life better for anybody. It just makes life better for some extravagant, crazy-ass, loony human who we don't need anymore. Some high-maintenance fucktard. We don't need high-maintenance human beings who haven't earned their high-maintenance requirements. Nah, it's not that complicated an argument. It really isn't. Yeah. And there really is no defense for the cheat of inheritance. There's no defense for the cheat of inheritance. It's not necessary for personal incentive. Donald Trump would be the same man he is whether he had kids or he didn't have kids. He'd work just as fucking hard because he loves the game, period. Alright, and it's true of every other capitalist. Nobody does anything for their kids. You can see it. They have fucking idiots raising their damn kids. That's how much they don't give a damn about them. God damn.